I'm sorry, sir, that I have hindered you, but I protest. He had the chain of me, though most dishonestly he doth deny it.
How is the man esteemed here in the city?
A very reverend reputation, sir, of credit infinite, highly beloved, second to none that lives here in the city. His word might bear my wealth at any time.
Speak softly yonder, as I think he walks.
'Tis so, and that self-chain about his neck, which he forswore most monstrously to have. Good sir, draw near to me, I'll speak to him. Signor Antipholus, I wonder much that you would put me to this, shame and trouble, and not without some scandal to yourself. With circumstance and oath to deny this chain, which now you wear so openly. Beside, the charge, the shame, imprisonment, you have done wrong to this my honest friend, who, but for staying on your controversy, had hoisted sail and put to sea today. This chain you had of me, can you deny it?
I think I have. I never did deny it.
Yes, that you did, sir. You forswore it, too.
Who heard me to deny it or forswear it?
Ears of mine, thou knowest it hear thee. Fie on thee, wretch! 'Tis pity that thou livest to walk where any honest man resorts.
Thou art a villain to impeach me thus. I'll prove mine honor and mine honesty against thee presently, if thou darest stand.
I dare, and I do defy thee of them.
Be quiet, people. Wherefore throng you hither? To fetch my poor distracted husband hence. Let us come in, that we may bind him fast and bear him home for his recovery. I knew he was not in his perfect wits.
I'm sorry now that I did draw on him.
How long hath this possession held the man? This week he hath been heavy, sour, sad, and much different from the man he was. But till this afternoon, his passion ne'er brake into extremity of rage. Hath he not lost much wealth by wreck of sea, buried some dear friend? Hath not else his eyes strayed in affection and unlawful love? A sin prevailing much in youthful men, who give their eyes the liberty of gazing. Which of these sorrows is he subject to? To none of these, except it be the last. Namely, some love that drew him oft from home. You should for that have reprehended him. Why? So I did? Aye, but not rough enough. As roughly as my modesty would let me. Haply, in private. And in assemblies too. It was the copy of a conference. In bed he slept, not for my urging it. At board he fed, not for my urging it. Alone, it was the subject of my theme. In company, I often glanced it. Still, did I tell him it was vile and bad? And thereof came it that the man was mad. The venom clamors of a jealous woman poison more deadly than a mad dog's tooth. Thou sayest his meat was sauced with thy upbraidings. Thou sayest his sports were hindered by thy brawls. Kinsman to grim and comfortless despair, and at her heels a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life? The consequence is, then, thy jealous fits hath scared thy husband from the use of wits. She did betray me to her own reproof. Good people, enter and lay on him. No, not a creature enters in my house. Then let your servants bring my husband forth. Neither. He took this place for sanctuary, till I brought him to his wits again. I will attend my husband, be his nurse, and I will have no attorney but myself, and therefore let me have him home with me. Be quiet and depart. Thou shalt not leave him.
By this, I think the dial points at 5. Anon, I'm sure the Duke himself in person comes this way to the melancholy vale, the place of death and sorry execution behind the ditches of the abbey here.
Upon what cause?
To see a reverend Syracusean merchant, who put unluckily into this bay against the laws and statutes of this town, beheaded publicly for his offense.
See where they come. We will behold his death.
Yet once again, proclaim it publicly, if any friend will pay the sum for him. He shall not die, so much we tender him.
Justice, most sacred Duke, against the abbess.
She is a virtuous and a reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done thee wrong.
May it please your grace, Antipholus, my husband, whom I made lord of me and all I had, at your important letters this ill day, a most outrageous fit of madness took him, that desperately he hurried through the street, with him his bondmen, all as mad as he, doing displeasure to the citizens by rushing in their houses, bearing thence rings, jewels, and anything his rage did like. Once did I get him bound and sent him home, whilst to take the order for the wrongs I went, that here and there his fury had committed. Anon, I wot not by what strong escape, he broke from those that had the guard of him, and with his mad attendant and himself, each one with ireful passion, with drawn swords, met us again, and madly bent on us, chased us away, till raising of more aid, we came again to bind them. Then they fled into this abbey, whither we pursued on them, and here the abbess shuts the gates on us, and will not suffer us to fetch him out, nor send him forth that we may bear him hence. Therefore, most gracious Duke, with thy command, let him be brought forth and borne hence for help.
Long since thy husband served me in my wars, and I to thee engaged a prince's word, when thou didst make him master of thy bed, to do him all the grace and good I could. Go, some of you, knock at the abbey gate, and bid the lady abbess come to me. I will determine this before I stir.
Ay, me, it is my husband.
Justice, sweet prince, against that woman there, she whom thou gravest to me, be my wife, that hath abused and dishonored me, even in the strength and height of injury. Beyond imagination is the wrong that she this day hath shameless thrown on me. Discover how, and thou shalt find me just. This day, great Duke, she shut the doors upon me, while she with harlots feasted in my house. A grievous fault, say, woman, didst thou so?
No, my good lord, myself, he, and my sister today did dine together. So befall my soul, and this is false, he burdens me with all.
My liege, I am advised what I say. This woman locked me out this day from dinner. He was with me then, who parted with me to go fetch a chain, promising to bring it to the Porpentine, where Balthazar and I did dine together, our dinner done, and he not coming thither. There did this perjured goldsmith swear me down, that I this day of him received the chain, which, God he knows, I saw not, for the which he did arrest me with an officer. By the way we met, my wife, her sister, and a rabble more of vile confederates. Along with them, they brought me one pinch, a hungry, lean-faced villain. Then, all together, they fell upon me, bound me, bore me thence. There left me and my man, both bound together, till gnawing in my teeth my bonds in sunder, I gained my freedom and immediately ran hither to your grace, whom I beseech to give me ample satisfaction for these deep shames and great indignities.
Is not your name, sir, called Antipholus? And is this not your bondman Dromio?
Within this hour I was his bondman, sir, but he, I thank him, not into my courts. Now am I Dromio and his man unbound?
I am sure you both of you remember me.
I never saw you in my life till now.
Oh, grief hath changed me since you saw me last, and careful hours with time's deformed hand have written strange features in my face. And tell me yet, dost thou not know my voice?
Neither.
Dromio, nor thou?
No, trust me, sir, nor I.
I'm sure thou dost. Tell me thou art my son Antipholus.
I never saw my father in my life.
But 7 years since, in Syracuse, boy, thou knowest we parted. But perhaps, my son, thou shamest to acknowledge me in misery.
The Duke and all that know me in the city can witness with me that it is not so. I never saw Syracuse in my life.
I see 2 husbands, or mine eyes deceive me.
No, I, sir, am Dromio. Command him away. I, sir, am Dromio. Pray let me stay.
Aegeon, art thou not, or else this ghost?
Oh, my old master, who art bound him here?
By men of Epidanum, he and the twin Dromio all were taken up. But by and by, rude fishermen of Corinth by force took Dromio and my son from them, and me they left with those of Epidanum. What then became of them, I cannot tell, I to this fortune that you see me in.
I sent you money, sir, to be your bail, by Dromio, but I think he brought it not.
This purse of ducats I received from you, and Dromio, my man, did bring them me. I see we still did meet each other's man, and I was ta'en for him, and he for me, and thereupon these errors are arose.
33 years have I but gone in travail of you, my sons, and till this present hour my heavy burden never delivered. The Duke, my husband, and my children both, and you the calendars of their nativity, go to a gossip's feast and go with me. After so long grief, such festivity,